Hello and welcome to Someone Unbiased. Now, I know some of these articles are a little bit old, but I feel like it is very, very important that we discuss this, okay? Every parent that that has kids that use their cell phone to play games, it's very, very important that you put a lock on your phone so your kid does not make purchases, unwanted purchases, because what she's going through, it's like they can't help her at all. So let's go ahead and cover this article. That's why I am so against monetization that they have in these games. Like a 6 year old does not know the difference between credits and coins and rings. They don't know the difference. They really don't. Unless they've been like talked to by their parents, but sometimes the parents don't even know that these things are happening. So we're going to cover this article, and then I'll give you my input on them. So let's do this. This 6 year old racked up $16,000 on mom's credit card playing video games, and it's a cell phone game. While someone has made Santa's naughty list, I don't think he should be on Santa's naughty list because he didn't really understand what was going on. So yeah, a 6 year old George Johnson secretly racked up more than $16,000 in Apple App Store charges for his favorite video games, Sonic Forces, leaving his mom in shock. While working from home during pandemic, Walton, Connecticut, real estate broker Jessica Johnson, 41, didn't realize the younger of her two sons had gone shopping spree on her iPad. Over the month of July, George bought add-on boosters starting with $1.99 red rings and moving up to $99 gold rings that allowed him to access new characters and more speed, spending hundreds of bucks at a time. On July 9th, day when Jessica was working in the next room, there was 25 charges totaling $2,500. I mean, there's other ways that you can also mitigate these kind of charges, because you can set it up on your account. So anytime there is a large purchase, it sends you a text or a notification like, hey, like that's how. Well, for me, that's how I have it in our account. Where if there was a large purchase made, it will send me a notification letting me know like, hey, so and so about this. Well, they just tell you where it was from and how much was the amount that was purchased. So make sure you guys set that up if you haven't yet. It's just for your own sake, especially if you have kids that play video games on your cell phones or etc. Or even just actual video games themselves, like the Xbox, the PlayStation 4, 5, whichever ones. They're still these companies, man. They're mm, mm, I fucking hate it. Looks like my 6 year old was doing lines of cocaine and doing bigger and bigger hits. She joked of her first grader. When Jessica discovered Apple and PayPal were withdrawing hefty sums, $562 here and $601 there, from her checking account, she assumed it was a mistake or a fraud and called the bank, confused by the unitemized charges. The way the charges got bundled made it almost impossible to figure out that they were from a game, she said. So this is the screen where he made all those purchases. See, like, how is a kid supposed to know? Like, 6 years old. If you don't sit down with your kids and have that conversation about monetization in video games, there's no way that they could know about it. The same thing with parents. Some parents aren't aware that these things are going on, and that's exactly what happened here. She was not aware of the things that was going on. If she was well versed into the video game atmosphere in general, then she would have known that these things are happening, and it's happening all the time. There's countless of articles going on. The government does need to step in and block this from happening, because the ESRB don't give a shit about you. They just care about big corporate money that's sponsoring them. So fuck you to them, fucking ESRB piece of shit. But I feel like it just needs to be regulated better, like loot boxes, microtransaction, all that shit just needs to go away. And the only way that it's gonna do is, or the only way it's going to go away is if the government steps in. Still, clueless that it was George's doing, Jessica filed a fraud claim in July when her bill reached 16,293. Holy shit. But it wasn't until October that she was told by Chase that the charges were indeed hers and she needed to make contact with Apple. She realized that it was George only when she reached out to Apple and was walked through a buried running list of charges. Buried. That's how they get you guys, man. At least those that isn't very well versed when it comes to the gaming industry. You wouldn't know how to find it without someone directing you, Jessica said. When she saw the Sonic icon, she knew it was George. Apple said, tough. They told me that because I didn't call within 60 days of the charges, that they can't do anything, said Jessica. The reason I didn't call within 60 days is because Chase told me that it was likely fraud, that PayPal, Apple.com are top fraud charges. Jessica got no sympathy. They don't give a shit. They never do. No sympathy from customer service agent, even after confessing that she wouldn't be able to pay her family's mortgage. They're like, there's a setting you should know. You should have known. How the hell are they supposed to know? You know? Like, how are they supposed to know these things? If nobody tells you anything, how are you supposed to just know and figure it out on your own? Because, like I said, this is very intricate system because they don't make it easy. Like, when he downloads the game, all he needs is just your code. But if your code is already saved, so is your payment information. All that stuff is saved in, so he doesn't really need you, you know. But you have to set it up to where, like, you need either a fingerprint scanner or a password whenever that purchase is made, which she didn't know about. You know, you gotta set all that stuff up. Apple and Chase could not comment on Johnson's matter. Of course not, because they just don't give a shit. She admitted that she hadn't put preventative settings on her account because she didn't know about them. Told you. Obviously, if I had known there was a setting for that, I wouldn't have allowed my 6-year-old to ran up nearly 20,000 in charges for virtual gold rings, said Jessica, whose husband cares for the kids full time. These games are designed to be completely predatory. Yep. And gets kids to buy things. What grown up would spend $100 on a chest of virtual gold coins? You'd be surprised. There are some people that do it. Sometimes I participate. I admit it. I do. Sega, the maker of Sonic Forces, did not return calls for comment. When Jessica explained to George the total of what he had done, he said, well, I'll pay you back, Mom. Jessica recalled, how? I pay him $4 to clean his room. I literally told George, I don't know about Christmas. Still, she believes the blame lies with Apple. My son didn't understand that, and the money was real. So the blame not only stands with Apple, it also stands with the game makers and who's actually making that Sonic game, because it's all just a fucking a ploy, man. They just want to get your money. They don't give a shit about you. But anyway, my son didn't understand that the money was real. How could he? He's playing cartoon game in a world that he knows is not real. Why would the money be real to him? That would require a big cognitive leap. She's now scrambling to pay off his debt. I didn't get a paycheck from March to September, said the mom, who works on commission. My income has decreased by 80% this year. I may have to force this kid to pay me back in 15 years when he gets his first job. Okay, all laughing aside, it's not funny. And the countless of this kind of situations happen all the time, where the parents or the kids don't know what they're doing. I mean, you could look at the FIFA situation where these kids were trying to get their favorite character, Leon Messi, and they couldn't get it, but they keep purchasing packs and packs and packs and racking up like a bunch of money for their credit on the parents' credit card because the parents weren't aware. They thought it was just a rated E for everybody. Like, it's rated E. Why would they think there would be like some sort of malicious or add-ons or microtransaction and loot boxes on those games? Like, it's rated E. There's no gambling in it, but there is. And these companies continue to consistently be doing that shit because it's such a huge fucking moneymaker for them. And every I don't want to say every company does it, but EA is the fucking worst. Ubisoft does it. Fucking what was the other big company that was doing it too? FIFA. 2K Sports. 2K Sports Interactive. They do that shit too. They have that stupid My Team Builder, which I do not participate in that shit. Fuck that. Anyway, this is my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments below. You know, all we gotta say is just fuck them and don't support their fucking games, which I sometimes do. But I buy it cheap, dirt cheap, and then I don't participate in their fucking loot box and bullshit. I pay $60 for the game. I want all the fucking features. Now they want more money. Now they want $70 plus you gotta buy all that My Team bullshit. Fuck that. Alright, this is Someone Unbiased. I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, if you're creeping, thank you very if you're lurking, thank you very much for the view. You have yourself a very lovely day.